So that we are recording on YouTube here. So let me just get that set up first. Should have done that earlier, but where did I go? Live streaming. Okay. All right. I think we need some feedback if I'm not careful on this one here. We are recording on YouTube here. Where did I go? So let me just get that set up first. Here. Should have done that earlier. All right. So there we are. We are live streaming. All right, now, what we do is we hit the record button, so we have this saved. Here we go. All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's Week Ahead, Intro to Trading, Week-In Review, whatever you want to call it, a regular Sunday night special, spectacular, whatever you want to call it. We've been doing this since 2010. 2010, now in our 15th fun-loving year. Here we are doing every Sunday night our Intro to Trading webinar, and hopefully getting through to some of you as far as new traders are concerned and some of the old ones, and go take a look at the week that would happen and the week that's coming up. And excuse me, let's take a drink here. Talking all day and a little talked out here. So, but hopefully take some questions. You'll find the little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. We'll get into that a little bit. Just kind of waiting to see if Aaron's showing up, and I believe he is on. Good evening, Aaron. How are you?
Doing well. And yourself?
Not too bad here. Beautiful, cool night here in Western New York. And now my wife drove down to Florida with her mother and a friend on a vacation. and I guess they're running into some issues there. I guess they never thought that maybe this hurricane season might impact their vacation, but I think the place where they're supposed to be staying, they didn't get quite the condo that they normally get or that they wanted. Anyway, they got some issues there, and they went to look for some bottled water, and the stores are all out of bottled water. There's no bottled water available. So okay, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah. Well, they're gonna be down there for a couple of weeks, and you and I are flying down there to do the money show. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. So it'll be very exciting. Hopefully things will be back to normal. So. All right. Anyway, my name is Hugh Aaron, and it is Sunday, October the 6th, 2024. I'm going to just give you a few seconds to read over this disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 20 seconds here. Meanwhile, you're reading that, Aaron. You had a good weekend so far? Not too.
yes, it was okay. Actually, very well, except we went to a pumpkin patch and went to get a pumpkin for my daughter, and we got some apple cider. But when we were drinking the apple cider over the pumpkin patch, some bees was trying to drink the apple cider with us, and my daughter got a bee sting. So
Oh no.
she had the first bee sting. So I'm hoping she feels better.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch that.
But yeah, she's feeling okay.
Yeah, I remember going to one of those events, and they were actually pressing the apples for the cider, and bees all over the place. I thought, oh my God,
Yeah,
this
yeah. I didn't
crazy.
realize how much bees like apples.
Yeah, they're right in it big time. So, all right, folks, you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Okay, let's move along here. So, there is a picture of me live and in color. My hair is a little bit of a mess. I was outside doing well, you know what I was doing? I actually went for a nice long walk today, Aaron, and that's what I did. So, and yeah, and just enjoying the sunshine and just looking to see all these people who are on. I'm looking for my dear friend Ariane. She's supposed to be on, and Ariane from Sacramento, California. Anyway, all right, let's move along here, folks. My name is Hugh. All right, and I'll tell you about Aaron in a little bit here. Actually, he'll tell you about himself a little bit here. But most of what I learned on in the trenches trading, and that was for years. So okay, so you probably know the story. Many of you, I used to be in corporate America and handed off a lot of my money to my financial guru. Blew out half my account, took over the control of my account, seized control. That's it. Cut me a check. I'm gonna have to learn how to do this myself. And made a lot of money along the way. Lost a lot of money along the way. Made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, kept going back and forth, sustained my account. I blew up my account a few times, no question about it, just like everybody. But I always took away a lesson from, especially from the losses. And eventually, if you stop doing those things that cost you money and just do those things that make you money, you should be all right. You should be all right. And that's kind of the way I learned it. And what I do now is I teach what I do. And most of the things that I teach, you're not going to find anywhere else. This isn't like like you pick up a math book or something, and math is the same no matter where you are. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in the world, math is math is math is math, right? Not the case here with options trading. As a matter of fact, there are many, many different strategies, many different approaches. I think it's unlimited. As many traders as there are out there, that's how many different strategies and approaches and whatever there are out there. So, but I teach what I trade, and I trade what I teach, and it's kind of nice. Now making some pretty good money, and when I trade, I don't always trade, but when I trade, I tend to do very well. And I've got my moments. We can talk about that a little bit here. So started doing this, and then a couple of years ago, we got bought out by Eagle Financial Publications, and they grabbed Aaron Stevens. They scooped him from a $150 million commodity fund, and I will let you give us your story now, Aaron. It's very
Oh,
exciting.
sure. Yeah. So to those that don't know me, my name is Aaron Stevens. I'm a market technician, a commodity broker, licensed CTA. Um, I have a I have a lot of years of experience at the markets looking at charts, trading. I started learning about Wall Street when I was in middle school, 13 years old, 12 years old, picked up a Wall Street Journal. I started highlighting the stocks that I saw in the Wall Street Journal that I thought were interesting, and I was trying to figure out, what stocks were and whatnot. Opened up my first trading account when I was 17. Traded that. I took a break after the crash of 2000, 2001. Came back, started learning Forex and commodities in 2007. Been watching the charts and looking at different commodities and Forex and indices and stocks ever since. I read and studied for a Series 3 exam when I was in 2014. Worked for several different firms. I'm a self-taught market technician, and I took the Series 3 exam on my own, just using a few study materials and passed that. It's a pretty in-depth exam. Also passed the Series 30 and 34. I don't really talk about that usually. Um, and yeah, so I've been here for a little, almost 2 years exactly,
Yeah.
uh, helping traders and helping Hugh. And I love teaching and trading and speaking. It's been a pleasure for me to work with Hugh and everybody here at Eagle.
Yes, we share the same sentiments on that, Aaron. Good to have you here. And so, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, Aaron is the smarter one between the two of us because I don't have all my series licenses or any of that stuff. I never bothered with that. I kind of skipped over all that. I just want to make money. And
Yeah.
but I think you'll agree that I am the better looking one of the two of us. And there's my beautiful dog, Lucy. She actually controls my life. Now you know she controls my life, but beautiful dog. So. Anyway, here's what we're going to talk about here today, folks. We're going to take a look at last week, look at next week, and discuss the 2 to 5K trading room challenge, give you an update on that. We're going to go into the cornfield, a little channel, do a little chat out there, talk about your challenges, why we trade SPY, how we can help you, and we're going to answer any questions you may have. All right. That's kind of the objective there. But a couple announcements. First of all, Money Show in Orlando coming up in a couple of weeks. October the 17th through the 19th at the Omni Orlando Resort at Champions Gate. Aaron's going to be, I think we're probably going to both at some point be on stage, but Aaron's going to be doing most of the talking here, talking about the art and science of catching a spy. Now that's coming up on Friday, 8:15 in the morning till 9 o'clock. So you get a 45-minute segment there. And then on later on that afternoon at 1:45, getting them back on stage for another half an hour. How to day trade SPY using our time tested techniques, and a lot of technical analysis in there. And both going to be up there now. I should tell you, those people in the trading room on that Friday, October the 18th, we are not going to be on that day. but we are going to make up for that day by extending our sessions probably on either side of that. We'll give you the information on that as to how we're going to do that. So you get the day off. But if you're in the Florida area, Orlando area, pop in to see us. All right. Love to see you at the Money Show. Again, that's going to be at the Omni Orlando Resort at Champions Gate, October the 17th through the 19th. So hope to see you there. The other announcements, Spy in the Market. This is a newsletter sent out to you every Thursday. Very brief, 3-minute read, light, relevant, entertaining. To subscribe, just go to our website, DayTradeSPY.com. When the pop-up comes up, just leave your email address, and that will automatically subscribe you. And this week's topic is going to be building confidence. Building confidence. We'll talk a little bit about that. So I think it's going to be very exciting. All right, so let's take a look and discuss what happened last week in the market. Here's a look at the chart from last week. All right, so if we expand this, okay, let's take a look here. On Monday, we had some Chicago PMI numbers. They came in higher than expected, fueled by Fed Chair Powell's speech, especially near the end. Actually, when he started talking, we had some real volatility kick in. The market popped down here to test, was it about 568.5. And then before the end of the day, we wrapped it up right around 574 and change. I mean, there's whenever he speaks, he injects both confidence and skepticism in the market. So usually you'll see swings both ways. But he's very optimistic about what's going on. And we ran up here in pre-market. Beautiful head and shoulders pattern here on this chart. This is an hourly chart. This is in pre-market. And usually when you have a head and shoulders and some other indicators that we use that we talk about in the trading room, you're going to see a reversal, which actually is what we did here. On Tuesday, we saw profit taking triggered by SPY to drop, swung several points on manufacturing PMI and the JOLTS job openings, combined with several Fed members' speeches. I believe, Aaron, you predicted this to come back down, and it did. We came down all the way to 560, I think 566. We touched on that. Ran back up before the end of the day, but by Wednesday, well, SPY stabilized a little bit here near 567. Rose several points off the high forecast, off higher than forecast non-farm employment change reports. So,
yeah, we took some trades to the downside and trades to the upside on Friday.
that was on Wednesday, actually. On
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Thursday, we had higher than expected services PMI reports and unemployment claims tested support. Bulls pushed it higher at the close, and then by Friday, we had better than expected employment numbers, ramped SPY back up in pre-market. And that's when it happened. But then when the market opened, a lot of profit taking again, knocked it back down. Technicals closed it out at the day, testing 573, quite a bit higher. So it looks like we're back on the mend to the upside here. And that's what it was like last week. Quite a volatile week. We have a lot of things going on here. After a strong first 3 quarters growth of over 19% on the S&P, fourth quarter kicked off on a volatile note due to U.S. labor market, tensions in the Middle East, looming U.S. presidential elections, and port strikes. Fortunately, markets did find some relief. Jobs report surprised to the upside, and the port strike did reach a tentative resolution. I think they actually striked about 3 days. And I read somewhere, I'm not sure, that for every day they strike, it takes 5 days to clear the backlog or something. So it's they had definitely reason to get some sort of a deal there. So fundamentals remain solid despite geopolitical and political uncertainties. Economic growth remains positive, while inflation continues to moderate, and the Feds are poised to continue lowering interest rates through next year. And here's what it looked like here on as far as their interest rate cuts this year, and they're looking at lowering them into next year. Hopefully head on down to 3.5%, a year from now. So see what happens. Year to date, S&P 500 is up just over 20.5%, as is the NASDAQ. Excuse me, the Dow is up 12.4%. We didn't have much of a rise this week, 0.2% on the S&P 500. and 0.1% on both of the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. From a seasonal standpoint, this is what it looks like here. Let's just zoom right in. Historically, SPY rose about 7 points over last week, and seasonally, SPY rose about 4 points going into the following week. So for those of you not familiar with this chart, the blue line is where SPY is now, and the red line down the bottom here is a composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily chart. So not to say that the market's going to follow what it did in prior years, but kind of gives us a good indicator that it just might. Now, traditionally, September has been the worst month of the year, and that did not fail to disappoint this year either. But hopefully, October will give us a bit of a boost to the upside as we start pushing into the end of the year and start pushing back up. Although there will be some bounces around along the way here. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at the week ahead. Monday, it's going to be a low or no news day. Same with Tuesday, very light news day. But on Wednesday, we've got the FOMC meeting minutes. Nothing really new there. That's just that they released the minutes of the last meeting they had. They delve into the reasoning for lowering interest rates and all the other things that they've done into greater detail. All right, so we could get some insight into their thinking on that, and that's going to be on Wednesday. Thursday, we got some CPI numbers, consumer price index, and also unemployment claims, and PPI numbers on Friday, producer price index, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations, consumer price index and producer price index. Those are all going to be inflationary indicators, so we're going to see where they come in. And is the question going to be another half point in November or a quarter point? They'll definitely be monitoring some of those numbers. Bottom line is I expect low volatility on Monday and Tuesday, picking up a little bit on Wednesday, and then on Thursday and Friday, I expect volatility to be elevated, and things are going to go, probably a little more active on Thursday and Friday. Into the elections, folks, November the 5th, I expect markets to continue to be choppy, and also with the Middle East tensions. That's going to affect things like oil and which is of course energy and everything else around it. So, and hopefully we don't get pulled in another war over there. But I don't think there will ever be world peace. If anybody's ever expecting that, they've been fighting since forever. They've been fighting for forever, and that probably will always continue. So. But the market doesn't really care about that. Strangely enough, the market has no compassion to anybody. They don't care. They don't care how many people die. All they care about is what's it doing to my investments. So the deal here is trade small, trade often. Just get in there, little gains. Get in there, make your money, get out. Do it again. Be very careful in how you do it. But this is how you're going to grow your account. Okay. All right, Daphne, there's our girl, Daphne. Aaron, some people are asking for a phone number. I don't know if she's going to give it out or not, but she's I think she's pretty bent on just staying here with us. So
I think it's 8675309.
8675309.
Yeah.
Is that your phone number?
No, that's a famous song from the 80s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little. I remember. Yeah, what's that other one? Yeah, that is that the one that everybody started phoning it or something? They ended up having to change their phone number because all these people were phoning that number all the time. I don't know if
Pretty
that's the one.
sure.
I think that's the one. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of forgot that. And glad for reminding me here. Daphne says, "Come hither, trader. We will show you how to spot them and how to trade them. That's the opportunities every day, all day." All right. So that's Daphne. So let's talk about a 2 to 5K challenge. This is exclusive in our trading room. All right. And here is the update. So if you remember last week, I had a little bit of a challenge. Okay. We actually we went into the red pretty deeply, but the goal here is to turn $2,000 into $5,000 by November the 5th, a little bit less than 2 months. We do this live in our morning trading room. You don't have to subscribe to anything special or anything. This is where it's done. You just have to be in the trading room for this to happen. So here's the history behind this. We started with $2,000, excuse me, as you can see, and we ramped this up here pretty good, but we had some setbacks here back on September the 23rd. Lost $240. A couple days later on the 25th, we're down almost $1,000, 946. That set us back actually to what we were supposed to be. We're over $1,000 and behind schedule on that one here. But I got a little aggressive right here now. Normally we want to take some safe trades, but when doing the math, we realize that, you know what, if we don't go out on the limb a little bit here, we're never going to reach our targets. So we got a little aggressive right here on October the 1st. And we bought 0-day expirations, and we did get aggressive on that. We picked up $1,080. That put us ahead of the game by 79. And each day after that, we kept upping our target price and our budget variance. We're now $264 ahead of schedule. Tomorrow we have $3,061 with which to work. I wonder if I could change the color of this here. How would that look? $361. I don't know if I like that or not. It's too dark. Maybe I can erase that. I'm having fun with this, obviously, Aaron. Let's erase that. There it is. Okay, now let's go back to the highlighter and the color. The color we'll use the screen. There we go. We have 3161 with which to work. Now, that means if we don't trade for the next 2 days, we're still ahead of the game. Still ahead of the game. But I'm probably going to go for safer trades in the next little while, just to get our budgeted target. We don't want to go ahead of ourselves too much either, because people are going to complain that, well, I didn't make any money. You got lucky and this and that. There's always somebody out there, right? There's some naysayer out there. So, but looking at the graph here, you can see how we dipped down midstream, but now we're back over that blue line is the budget we're supposed to be. The red line is the actual. So I think we're doing pretty good on that, on the 2 to 5K challenge. So here are the rules. We're using a sim account because by law we have to. Again, we're going into November the 5th with this, starting with $2,000, ramping up to $5,000, using both calls and puts, and only what's available in a cash account, right? So we're not in like a margin account. Whatever we are allowed to trade that day, that's all we can do, and then we have to wait until the trade settles, and then we can trade that the next day. So that's kind of what we're doing there. So we're just trading as if it's a cash account. We check the fundamentals by technical breakouts, chart patterns. These are the things that we look at. Trigger on the 1-minute chart. Look for reasonable gains. Check in with Aaron on his deep dive analysis. I don't want to go against the grain with what he's doing. Sometimes we have to wait a little bit. Sometimes I'll take a higher risk, but depends on, I don't know. You want to get ahead of the game. You can wait. We can wait forever until your trade sets up. But if we can get our indicators to unite, our trades will ignite, we're going to make some pretty serious money. Now our objective is to close our positions by 10:30, but I've also put it in here that we just might hold overnight if we have to. All right, just might. I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to because let me see if I can do this. But if we do, all right, if we do, there's going to be a real reason to, and because what happens is when you hold overnight, now you're tying up your capital for the next day as well. So that's what we have to take into account. Okay. And of course, folks, there are never any guarantees for any of this, but we've done this before and we're here to do it again. So that's kind of the rules of the game here. So if you're interested in getting into it, you can pick it up midstream. Make sure you join us in the trading room. That's what it's all about. And let's take a look at the next slide here. Okay, how do I get rid of this this indicator, this thing? I think there's a way of, do I go laser point pen? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I think if I have to hit there again, I just have to hit the delete button or erase or whatever it's called, escape. All right, folks, the trading room. This is what we're going to talk about, the trading room here. You hear us talking about it every week, but you know what, Aaron, can you believe there's still 1 or 2 people who are not part of the trading room?
Honestly, I can't believe it.
I don't understand why. don't understand why they would not be part of the trade. Now, maybe they work. Okay, I got to give them that. That job does kind of get in the way if you have a job, you know. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, we'll be able to lure you away from that job and into trading. We've done that before. And but yes, there are people. But anyway, Aaron and I host this every morning. We know your breakfast. This is what you do. We are your breakfast flakes. This is your breakfast flakes, right? Your morning breakfast flakes. We got a lot of experience. Together, we have over 40 years market participation. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean 40 years of successful trading. I can attest that I had a lot of ups and downs, and I think, Aaron, you probably had a lot of ups and downs. Um, you must have. You must have had lots of ups and downs.
Oh,
But
yes. I think everybody does. It's the cost of admission.
it's the cost of admission. Bingo. That's exactly it. But you know what? Over those 40 years, combined market participation, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. And I would like to, you know, if I was to do this again, I would like to have a mentor who has that experience and who can maybe, you know, identify some areas, some warning areas or whatever that, hey, don't go there. It's dangerous territory, whatever. Um, and even as experienced traders, we still have, you know, we still have ups and downs, right? You never totally forget your losses. But anyway, we've got a lot of experience, and for you to have that opportunity to draw on that experience is pretty unique. Sure wish I had a human Aaron to learn from back when I learned this stuff. Anyway, these sessions are fully narrated. They are interactive just like this, and this is where you learn and earn. Now, to be clear, our job is not to make you rich. All right, if you're here waiting to be, you know, make us rich, our job is to teach you how to trade well. Okay, that's our job, how to teach you. You will make yourself rich, hopefully. But this is where strategies come alive. We've got very, you know, we got several strategies that are really pretty cool, and they work extremely well. These sessions are recorded for later review, so if you do miss them, not a problem. You can always go back and review the sessions. We're on every morning, 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern Time. And like I say, sometimes you might even go a little bit over time. And this is actually the home of our highly acclaimed 2 to 5K challenge. World renowned, Aaron. We are world famous with this 2 to 5K challenge. People from all around the world tune in to take part in this. And the cost is $6.99 a quarter. You get a 14-day money-back guarantee. Now I'm going to explain this to you. If you go to our website, you're not going to get the $6.99. All right. On the website, it's different. It's more money. So what you have to do is email customer service at daytradespy.com. All right. Customer service, all one word, customer service at daytradespy.com. Ask them for the special price on the trading room. And by the way, that goes for any other program as well. All right. Not sure why they do that, but they do. Um, it's it's kind of like when you go to a hotel and you look at the back of the door and it says, you know, the rate for this room is $5,000 a night. Some astronomical price, right? Well, you know they never charge the rate card because you're always going to get the going rate, which is like $150 or $200 or whatever it is, right? So, but they have that on the website. But if you email customer service at daytradespy.com, you should get the better price, okay? Or whatever deal they give you. But I think that's the deal, $6.99 a quarter, which works out to about $10 a session, which is probably, Aaron, not even the price of a Subway sandwich and a drink, I don't think. For one of us, not even both of us, one of us. So, you know, so every now and then I get somebody questioning, well, I've been a loyal customer, don't I get a break? Let me explain something to you folks. Do you really not think we are worth a Subway sandwich? You know, one of us, Aaron or myself. I don't even think you can split the sandwich up. I think if we get two 6-inch subs, I think it's going to be more money, isn't it, Aaron? Are we not worth
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Come
Oh,
on.
yeah, for sure.
Seriously, you know, I don't even want to do this. I don't want to do. Do you want to do this, Aaron? No, we don't want to do this. We do it for you. We are here doing this for you. We don't have to do this. In fact, we really don't have to do this. Right, Aaron?
Yep, correct.
But we do it for you. Okay. This is our way of giving back. Anyway, guys, you got to get in on this. All right. The trading room. No, there's no guarantees we're going to be here forever. I don't know if we're going to be here a year from now or 2 years from now or even a month from now. Right now we are. We're not going anywhere that I know of, but you never know. Anyway, why trade SPY option? This question comes up every now and then. Well, SPY is highly diversified, covers all the market sectors. Everything is in there. I mean, it's like a mutual fund. The top 500 stocks are in there, the U.S. Chances are, if you've had any dealings at all out there in the world today, you probably touched on 10, 20, companies that are in the S&P 500. Highly liquid. The fills are quick. The bid-ask spreads are nice and tight, which is really important. And that makes the SPY relatively predictable. It's also forgiving and it's affordable. To me, it's just the very best tradable instrument out there, especially if you're a newbie in this business. You can pretty well predict where the market is going to go based on the criteria that we set out for you, the fundamentals and technicals, and it's actually really pretty cool. And now when Aaron has his indicators, and if he says, I think the market's going to go up and here's why, and I completely independently say, yes, I agree. I think the market's going to go up and here's why. So we have two completely separate indicators that we look at. And there's a lot of truth to that when we say when our indicators unite, our trades ignite, you probably would do well buying call options. Okay. And that's really
Or puts, yeah, it depends on which way the market's going.
or puts. Yeah, or puts. We go both up and down. And that's the beauty of this. See, here's the thing. You can put your money into a mutual fund. Well, they only make money going to the upside, right? As a rule. But we can change our approach on a dime. If we're looking to go to the upside and suddenly something happens and the market starts going down, we can change right away and say, okay, you cancel the calls. We're going with puts, and that's pretty cool when that happens. So, think of a mutual fund or some of these other big boys like the big Titanic, and we're just a little tugboat. We can change the direction instantly, and that is just so really cool. And that's the beauty of SPY and the way we trade. And I mean, I absolutely love it. You know what? Like probably all traders, I started out trading stocks. I looked at penny stocks. I had my fair share of losses with penny stocks. Then I realized what was going on over there in that arena, pump and dump, just punch that up and you'll quickly stop trading penny stocks. I realized that the best stocks out there are the best stocks, the quality stocks. And of that, the best stock to buy is the stock that follows the S&P 500, the SPX. The SPX is a basket of the top 500 stocks. The SPY is a stock that follows that. So everything is there. Now, admittedly, we're a little heavy on the tech sector. We've got Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Tesla, and maybe a couple others in there in the top 10. But as a rule, I mean, those are the high cap stocks. But the nice thing is there isn't really any one stock that is going to directly, um, drag the entire ETF along with it. Although if Apple ever went bankrupt, I'm pretty sure they'll be taking down a few other companies with them. But it's just the greatest tradable instrument out there. So, all right. So now we are in the cornfield, and I think I'm going to open this up to some questions because it is now 8:36. I don't want to keep all of you all night. Usually we've been going overtime on this, and that's fine if you guys want to do that. But I think that I don't know. I mean, my beloved Bills lost to Houston. They're winning 3-0, and then I don't know what the final score was, but I know there's a bunch of people in the back here that are looking to to celebrate Houston's victory over the Bills. uh, I'm not one of those. In our camp, it's drowning our sorrows, I think. But let's see, what was the final score? I should probably dig up the final score here. Not that it really matters to most of you, but I'm sure there's the odd one that wants to know. And that's the other thing with doing these things on Sunday is Buffalo Bills game today. Let's pull it up. I think they lost, 23-20. 23-20. It was close near the end. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a football game, right? All right. All right. So let's take a look at some questions here. How do we get a written copy of the Sunday review? We don't have a written copy, but I think if you go up to your Zoom dashboard, you'll see an icon that says more. If you click on more, there should be something there where it says, was it captions there? I think it's captions, is it?
Yeah,
Cap
captions.
Hit captions, show captions. It will give you the text of what we talk about.
Well, there's also another way. You can look up DayTradeSPY Week-In-Review on YouTube. And you'll see all the history of our YouTube broadcasts. And you can click on the link and then also go to transcript. There's a transcript.
Really? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And by
You
the way,
click on,
this is really cool. The under the captions, do you want a different language? We've got Arabic, Chinese, Czech, Danish, Dutch, Estonian, Finnish, French, German, Hebrew, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Persian, Polish. It goes on and on. There's a whole bunch of different languages. So that's pretty cool. So you can actually put it in your language, whatever, if English isn't your native language. So I'm going to go to this and hide captions. It's very it's for me it's very disruptive. Okay. All right, that's the first question. So thanks for that, Aaron. That's really good. So not offering, no, we don't offer the quarterly trading room offering on the website. You do have to contact customer service at DayTradeSPY, talk to them nicely, and they're going to give you the special price. They should give you the special price. All right. These sessions are recorded and they are available on the website, like Aaron said. Might be a couple days later, but they put them up there. So our website is actually daytradespy.com. You can get a lot of great information off that. Let me just pull that up here. DayTradeSPY. This is it here, right? Is this it? This is it right here. And you can use the old editions of Spy in the Market, the old newsletters here. We've been doing this for over a year. There's one a week, so we've got about 55, 56 or whatever it is. But these are actually really pretty cool. And especially if you're just sort of starting out, you probably want to go through a lot of these because they're actually very, very good. And they're kind of they're not stuffy and they don't get into a lot of boring statistics and stuff that it's just a lot of like kind of funny things too. But I think you'll really enjoy some of these. Like this one here, day trading. Oh, this is actually a really good article. Day trading is sexy. All right, for those of you who've not seen this one article, you got to check this one out here. This one was back in, I'm not sure what the date is, but go down. I talk about one of our clients, Lester. Actually, it's not his real name. I had to change his name to protect the guilty on this one here. But anyway, I don't want to get all that. You can look all that up on your own. All right, you can look all that up on your own. So okay, let's go back. What other questions do we have, Aaron? What kind of questions here?
you said I only have $5,000. What do you recommend? I think the pick of the day would serve you well. If you don't have a lot of money or the trading room, depending on what you want to do. You may want to start with one or 1 to 3 contracts with $5,000 and then try to build up your capital over time.
Yeah.
I think you would probably trade more, Hugh, but I'm just telling you what I would do. And especially if you're just getting started, I would recommend that you demo trade for at least 100 trades. We used to say 30, but I think 100 trades would be good. And then open up an account and start trading real real trades.
Yeah, I think so. I like that idea. You want to get a lot of practice, folks, and don't underestimate that paper trading. And here's the problem with a lot of traders. They think, oh, I know how to trade. I don't need that. That's for other people. Um, there's no substitute for practice. No substitute at all. Even if you've been trading a long time, you get into our system, you should really paper trade just to kind of get ahead of the game here. So um, just touching on Daphne's phone number, you said in the 80s. There's also a song from the 50s by the Marvelettes. It's called Beechwood 45789. Um, and there's also Tommy Two Tones 8675309 for Jenny. I think that's the one that everyone was calling, if that's the one you're talking about. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's the one. So you should call that. All right. Yeah. So if you have 5,000, you got to be very careful. Okay, very careful. Don't your objective is to create good trades, not to make money. The money will come later. Okay. All right. Okay. So we had this question last week, and historically, what's our success rate? Our success rate is excellent. I quoted you some numbers that I had, but they're a little outdated. Now I'm going to give you unofficial numbers. Do not hold me to these numbers. The official numbers come from Eagle Financial Publications. Okay. They hold the official numbers. I just did a quick tally. The OMG and the trades that we do in the trading room over the last, like actually this year, 2024, we are running at 87.4% success. I'm going to explain this a little bit. The pick of the day is running at 89.5%, and the day trade spy signal is running at 89.1%. I should tell you that relatively recently, I think probably a couple months ago, we instituted this stop loss that the guys at Eagle wanted us to do. They said, well, you have to have an exit. I said, well, I don't know when the exit's going to be because, the market's still open after 10:30. I'll decide later. Well, no, you have to have an exit. So we put up this 40% stop loss for those of you who are determined to have a stop loss. Personally, I'm not a big fan of stop losses. I use them once in a while, but I'm not a big. But so the reason we're under the 90% is because that takes into account those 40% stop losses. And in some of those cases, many of those cases, as a matter of fact, that were losses, had you held on to that trade and even into the next day, they would have been in a profit. All right, they would have been in a profit, and we talked about that in the trading room as well. So we'll say that, okay, it's going against us now, and it's going to go against us now. However, if you hold on, it'll probably come back in your direction. And a lot of these trades have plenty of time built into them so that that you should be okay as far as data loss. So it's kind of you know, it's not really a fair assessment to say, well, you only right 87.4% of the time, or 89.5, or 89.1% of the time. We're actually right more than that. All right, we're actually right more than that. And so anyway, just thought I'd throw that one out there. All right, what other questions do you have? Aaron, what do we have?
So I get the SPY option alert in the morning, but what's the target or exit rule? Uh, the SPY option alert, I would assume that you're talking about the pick of the day. You can make it your own, but in general, we're looking for an exit of 6% gain. We do have some traders that make it their own and actually trade very profitably 0-day or 1-day to expiration options, and change the stop loss as well, and do extremely well. So it really is how you make it for those of you that are more advanced traders. But you try to gain for a 6% gain.
Yeah. And we also teach you how to make a lot more than 6% using our indicators. And there are people that are making a lot more than 6%. A lot more than 6%. So, all right. How do we attend your morning trading room? You have to subscribe. Again, email customer service at daytradespy.com. All right. They will set you up. You subscribe, and then you get the links for the sessions every morning. We open up the trading room at about 9 o'clock. You'll hear music. And the music is there not just for your entertainment or your amusement, that is actually there to ensure that your audio is alive and well. Let's say you log on, it's 5 or 10 or 15 after the hour, and you're not hearing music, check your audio, your speakers, your software, whatever. It's probably going to be on your end, not ours. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever been on any of these webinars where they spend 10, 15, 20 minutes. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear, and all the technical stuff. We're not like that. We start at about, 9:20. We're on. All right, we're on. So, all right. Well, Aaron's training in Florida be recorded. I'd be interested in learning his analysis. Um, I don't know if it's going to be recorded. I'm not that I'm aware, Aaron. I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think we're going to have I don't think it's going to be recorded. What you can do, let me see if I can pull this up. Um, I gave a recent talk on a website called Timing Research, and if you just search my name on YouTube, the third one down, you'll see Fibonacci secrets and strategies for greater success. You can also search that on YouTube. Fibonacci secrets and strategies for greater success. That is some of our work here at DayTradeSPY. That's mostly Fibonacci based, but we had an agreement with Timing Research, and we put on we had a Fibonacci symposium, kind of like our friend Jerome Powell. And search
Yeah.
Fibonacci secrets and strategies for greater success. You can see some of our work here at DayTradeSPY. I've had a lot of good reviews for that particular talk, but we give talks like that from time to time. We called the bottom of the market last year within 2 points at 409. We talked about a possible reversal in SPY, and obviously 409 was I think we said 411, something like that, and the market went all the way up, almost to 575 plus. So if you I'm not saying I'm going to pull a trick like that on my hat again. All I'm saying is that that was probably the prediction of my lifetime, or one of them, one of the better predictions of my lifetime.
So you called it a symposium. The only difference between that symposium, I think, and our friend Jerome Powell with his symposium at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, a while back is that they probably had lots of food and libations and lots of
Exactly.
so the conference. Oh, am I the only person with a yearly trading room as the only choice? Okay, Phil, as I understand, I got wind that you actually got a really good deal because you are taking it for a year, whatever. Grab it. Just grab it. Okay, grab it. Or you might want to email them asking for the quarterly if you want. But we actually, Aaron and I have nothing to do with the subscriptions anymore. Used to be a long time ago when I kind of controlled things. Actually, I'll tell you, when I controlled things, they were paying whoever, in the trading room, you were paying $150 a week. And then since Eagle took over, they actually cut the price down to like unbelievable. But that was their prerogative. And so if you're getting anything less than $150 a week, I'd say you're getting a pretty good deal. Actually, a really good deal because back then when it was $150 a week, you were not getting Aaron. So now you not only have me, but you actually have Aaron and me. And there's a lot of synergy with having two of us online because this is what we do for a living. It's not like, it's not like we're working somewhere else and this is what we do on the side. This is what we do. This is it. This is it right here. So, all right, some other questions here before we wow, kind of ahead of the game here, Aaron. What did you do if you cannot do the day trade? You mean the trading room? Go to the website, join the inner circle. Pick of the day, DayTradeSPY Signal. These are all really good services. And a lot of people use those because if they cannot join us in the trading room, that's fine. You're sent a pick either through the DayTradeSPY Signal, which is alerted to you through your cell phone as a text, and also email. And simply buy it in the first 2 minutes, next 2 minutes, automatically put up for sale for a 5% gain and walk away and come back. If you're not sold by the end of the day, sell it for the market price and walk away. That's been working extremely well. Like I say, 89.1% success on that one. Pick of the day has been doing 89.5%. You're sent an email at the beginning of the day between 9 and 9:30, and that pick is designed to be purchased right at the market open. Okay, so you'll see the rules involved in that one. That's how you get in that one. So, Scott P says, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Scott. Joining the trading room is the best thing I've done in a while. Wish I'd done it years ago. I'm learning and making money. Lots of fun." Thank you for that, Scott. Appreciate it. Trading room is even cheaper if you buy it for a year. You also get a 30-day guarantee. It's a no-brainer. He says that. By the way, we actually had our contest on Friday. Shannon F, I think is her name. She actually won the contest. So every now and then we have these contests where we have you pick where's SPY going to end up at the end of the day. Where's it going to close? The person closest to it gets a free ebook, a pretty cool ebook. And Shannon picked, I think she was like within 3 cents of the close, which is phenomenal. So, Shannon, if you are on, congratulations. Let me see if she's on. Shannon, probably not. Let's see. No, I don't think she's on. Oh well, maybe she is. I don't know. It's hard to tell. We got a lot of people online. A lot of people on. Okay, why not SPX options? SPX options are more expensive. We prefer SPY options. The SPY and SPX pretty well follow along the same path. SPY options have more more volume, more liquidity, more everything. Just it's the greatest tradable instrument out there. So, right, Daniel's asking, how is this different than other day trade SPY services? How are we different than other day trade SPY services? I have no idea. I don't follow them. We don't follow them. They follow us. That I know. So I don't know what they do. I don't care what they do. This is what we do. We teach you how to make money. We don't teach you everything and everything about everything. Okay, but that's not what we do. I don't think you want to learn everything, do you? You could be in this like a university you could never graduate out of. What we do is we teach you how to make money, and our mode is through SPY options, right? So that's kind of the way that works. So I can tell you that we actually give a rat's behind about your success. Unlike other traders or just other services that are there to take your money and they don't care about you, we tend to answer your questions. Now it's very difficult to get in a lot of one-on-ones because when you have a lot of people, and we did this earlier where we would have these one-on-ones with people, but we were busy and there was a waiting list for like a long time. And it turned into a crazy thing. So unfortunately, we can't do one-on-ones like that anymore, but we do tend to, in the trading room, we do answer your questions a lot more than what you think. So, all right, let me take a look at here some more. Okay, let's see here. I get the SPY option alert in the morning, but what's the target or exit rule? And when you're talking about the alert, if you're talking about the pick of the day, you're looking at a 6% gain. If you're looking at the SPY signal, you're looking at 5% or sell it at the end of the day. Usually they fill very quickly here. So I got to get into the 2-minute tutorial here before I forget. All right, I don't want to kind of forget about this. Here's a question. We're going to do a lot of questions in this here. Do you ever diversify and trade something else like other stocks, ETFs, or futures? Okay, my answer is no. Aaron does, I guess you do futures, Aaron, but we don't talk about that in the trading room. We're into the options, all right? And the answer is just no. We're trying to keep it simple. So here's my take on this. When you find something that works, hold on to it, stay with it. You know, don't keep looking all the time, always looking for something else, something, some people, they just always like to look for other things. Now, if you find something that really works well for you, stay with it. For me, options is pretty good. I'm going to be looking at possibly expanding at some point, but right now I'm happy. Now, in my field, and here's the other thing, and this is going to be probably a subject of an upcoming newsletter, is find your groove and stay in it. By that I mean this. I am very good at day trading call options further out time-wise. I tend to make some very serious money in that. But what happens with me is, and it's a mental thing. I get a little aggressive, a little you know, what's the word? Yeah, aggressive and cocky. All right. And if I made some pretty good money, I'll get a little, oh, let's go a little more higher risk. Let's do same day expirations and then like what happened on Friday, I did get into some same day expiration options and I lost money, But what was really painful, Aaron, and you predicted this, but I should have called you before I sold. I think it was in for 96 cents. I cut my losses at 20 cents, somewhere around 220, 230, 250, whatever, time wise. And then it wasn't 20 minutes after I cut my losses at 20 cents that the market started to go up and up and up and up. And these options I bought in for 96 cents. I think they hit a high of $1.43. Like, oh man, this is how it burns you twice, right? Financially and then emotionally. Then I said to myself, you know what? I just have to stay within the guardrails that I have set up for myself. And if I just stay in the guardrails, I will do very, very well. That's my groove, right? If I get out of my groove, I get into trouble. Now, everybody's going to have their own system that works very well for them. I know there's some people in our chat line that they do 0 day expirations and it's fine and they're very good at it. So if that works for you, awesome. So that's my 2 minute tutorial. I think we spent 2 minutes on that. Yes, we did.
Yep.
All right. More question. Any more questions before we wrap it up here?
Just feedback. Atiba, you guys are awesome. Had a very profitable week last week. This week will be even better.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
yes, thank you. So, one thing I can mention is, keep your risk the same. As you increase your account, every month you can decide to change the amount that you risk. If you have a good week, you want to wait a little while before you increase your risk. You never want to be too cocky with the market because the market can humble you if trade goes in the wrong direction.
And that's the problem with 0 day expirations. They're a lot of fun. And you can make a lot of money on 0 day expirations, but they're also high risk.
Mhm.
Now, I think the way we like to trade them is we like to get in there, and then when we hit our profit target, we put in a trailing stop, so at least we're covered with our investment. But that's kind of the way that works. It is high risk. I don't recommend that for new traders. What do we say, Aaron? You should have at least 6 months experience before you get into that 0 day expiration stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I would say so.
Usually on Mondays and Tuesdays, we'll trade the same week, Friday's expiration. Then on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, we'll trade the following Friday's expiration. Let me see. Let me see what else we got here. What are the questions here? Um, yeah, question about spread trading. No, we don't do spreads. And selling options. No. If BJ, if you're having great success with that, I mean, there again, a lot of people have different strategies. You can sell options, you can do spreads, straddles, strangles, covered calls, naked puts, condors, butterflies, spreads. I did a lot of stuff in the past, but I found it really wasn't my cup of tea. What I didn't like about it was a lot of they had to roll over into the next strike price or the next month or something, and a lot of those strategies, if they made 5% a month, they were all excited. I thought, really? We don't get out of bed for that. But whatever. Um, how long do you typically hold trades? I like to hold no more than a few minutes. I think to us, the end of the day is long term. Uh, you know.
Yeah.
And Tiva, thank you very again. Thank you very much for your comments here. You guys are
There,
awesome.
there are times that where we talk about if I identify a longer trend, sometimes I'll mention what I see. But that's or sometimes if I notice something like last week where there was a big geopolitical event that affected the price of oil, I'll mention something else. But in general, we try to be in and out pretty quickly.
Yeah. Congrats to Stephen T. He says that one day last week he made 244%. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. All right. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right, folks. It is now 9:01 Eastern time. I think we're out of time on this one today, Aaron. I thank you very much for joining us. And Thank you all, folks. Listen, I think if you stay long enough, the browser is going to come up, the website to join the trading room. Click on that, get in on that one, or email again customer service at DayTradeSPY. Thank you all. Thank you, Aaron. See you in the morning.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Give it all to you and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell